Yeah, this year we tried to re-emphasize the 4 core areas that Farm Bureau focuses on, which are property rights, taxes, natural resources, and agricultural issues in general. And I think this legislative session we did very well in all of those areas. There were a number of bills that help protect private property rights and even, in fact, reclaim some private property rights that had been lost over time. Tax bills, we were able to prevent some areas from being taxed, and we also were able to get some additional money for development of natural resources, water in particular, and a number of agricultural issues ended favorably for us. Yeah, a few of the highlights include House Bill 597, which was a bill that the Idaho Farm Bureau sponsored to reclaim property rights that had been taken from the Outfitters and Guides Licensing Board. They, over time, had nibbled away at property rights until recently they were requiring a license from the board at the cost of $450 a year to be able to provide recreational opportunities on your own private property. And so what House Bill 597 did was to prohibit them from requiring a license on a person's private property when they provide recreational opportunities. There were a couple of other bills in that regard. For instance, there was a bill that dealing with the homeowners associations to put in place a process for due process when a homeowners association is going to fine somebody for not living up to the restrictive covenants, and so that protected property rights. There was also a bill that helped property owners regain some of their court fees and expert fees when eminent domain was trying to claim some of their private property. Instead of just nickel and diming them to death until they had to give up, this actually reimbursed them as the process went so that they could protect their property. And one of the big ones that was also an agricultural bill was, of course, the Agriculture Protection Act, which reinforced the private property rights of agricultural producers to be able to exclude people from their property if they chose, or to require permission for people to come on and access their records or to take pictures or videos of their process. Yeah, on the agricultural side, there were a number of bills that were favorable. Of course, the bill that provided additional funding for the FFA program and to be able to help our kids be able to come up through that process. Yeah, the House Bill 470 actually provided money that the governor had recommended earlier, and that Idaho Farm Bureau had a producer on the task force that came up with the recommendation to get some funding to help control wolves here in the state. We realize that we're not going to get rid of wolves anytime soon, but this will at least keep them from expanding rapidly and help address those wolves that have become a problem in many areas that are depredating on livestock, particularly on private property, and also that are causing problems for our big game herds across the state. I think the legislature did very well this session. They addressed a lot of the agricultural issues that we had concerns about. So as far as agriculture goes, I would say it would be an A-, B+, somewhere in that area. We didn't get everything that we were looking for, but we were able to get a lot accomplished this session.